So it has been a little while since I last did a video, and today's video is pretty much been a kick up the arse by a few of my friends that have done a video this week that really got me thinking, and it really kind of hit home with me. And I always think that when you see something like that or you hear something that kind of makes you go, that makes you stop in your tracks and really kind of think about your own actions, I feel like that at that time it's quite powerful. So today's video is very much inspired by my friend Ryan, Liam from Wise Up, and Tim. All three of those guys did an epic video. Boys did a pretty shit hot job at talking about banging your own drum in terms of business and in terms of sales, and obviously everything that's going on in this crazy world at the moment. Now, I wanted to explore the more silent side, the mental health side at the moment, something that I've kind of been feeling. And I wanted to explore the pressure that I am seeing for people to perform. So as you probably know, I am mad crazy on energy. I sense people's energy really easily and I'm quite susceptible to it, and sometimes it's a weakness because it means I'm very sensitive to certain situations and to certain people. This week, scrolling through Instagram and Facebook, I have sensed crazy mad energy from people. I have sensed when people have been frustrated, I've sensed when people have been down, and I've also sensed when people have been struggling, which really makes me sad because I was a true believer that you can only feel that kind of energy from people when you're actually in the room with them, when you're one-to-one with them, when you're speaking to them. But it turns out no, you can actually feel that same energy and that same kind of emotion from people purely and simply from what it is they're posting, what content they're putting out there. Now, this video hasn't just been spurred on by the boys, it's been spurred on by something that I came across on social that was quite upsetting this week. And that was one of my close friends who has a small business, who obviously, like a lot of people, have had to close down due to what is happening. And this particular person had posted a post on Instagram that basically to me translated as, I am not enough. Now, this really got to me. It shocked me and it upset me because first and foremost, nobody should ever feel like that they're not enough. And that is something that I hold quite close to my own heart, and that is the reason why I set up the Kalu clothing brand. But that aside, this particular individual is insanely talented, crazy creative, and should not be feeling like this, should not be feeling at the moment this insane pressure to perform. They couldn't deal with seeing everybody around them and everybody in their same field doing as much as what they were doing, and doing the amount that they were doing and the consistency in which they were doing it. That absolutely broke me. Absolutely broke me. No person ever, inside my tribe, outside my tribe, should ever feel like they are not enough, should ever feel such a crazy pressure to perform, especially at this time. Now, I agree with banging your own drum as loud as you physically can, making that noise, but I'm also a firm believer that everybody's drum is different. Everybody's going to be making a different noise. At this time, we need to almost put our individual blinkers on and focus what it is that we're doing, the impact that we're having, and our customers, our clients, our audience, and really focus on that and less about what other people are doing. Yes, look to the people that are giving it 1,010% all of the time. Look to that for inspiration, but do not look to that for comparison. I feel we need to own our own stories, own our own noise at the moment, and really zone in on what that looks like, what it sounds like, and more importantly, what it feels like. Really focus on creating that epic sound that works for you, that leaves absolutely no space for comparison. Because let's be honest, right? Using other people's measure of success to measure your own success is a very dangerous game. A very dangerous game that you are 99.9% of the time guaranteed to lose. When we compare, we really start to focus on the things that we don't have, and that becomes the main objective. I don't have that, I want it. I need it, why haven't I got it, why have they got it and I haven't? By doing that, we're losing sight of what it is that is right for us, what it is that we need, and more importantly, what it is that we already have. And all of that starts to be taken for granted. The negative becomes the focus, and that path, again, is extremely dangerous. And going down that path, you're going to start to lose sight of what it is that you're doing, why you're doing it, and more importantly, you're going to lose sight of yourself. And the most important thing is understanding that what it is that you're good at and your passion and your purpose is going to be completely different, no doubt, to the person that you're trying to copy. A good friend said to me recently that when you do something from a place of love or kindness, that's when it's at its most authentic, and that's when it's going to be received as its most authentic. On the flip, when you do something out of pressure, or when you do something out of because you feel like you need to imitate somebody else because what they're doing looks successful, or you'd like a slice of that, you are playing a very dangerous game. You are jumping on a very slippery slope, and you ain't going to be able to stand up off it, because what works for them almost certainly is not going to work for you. And not only that, doing something from a place of pressure or a place of having to keep up appearances is no fun. There's no fun in thinking, they've got that, how can I get that? Why haven't I got that? That constant comparison is not only a head fuck for your mind, but for your soul as well. There is no fun in that. There is no goodness to be gained from that. When you're no longer doing something from a place of love, authenticity, or kindness, that is when it is going to be seen, that's when it's going to feel, and that's when it's going to be received as very disgenuine and not you. So remember, just because Sally from next door is on like her 5th yoga class of the day, or Wayne round the back street that's got his own gym, just because he can lift like 3 times heavier than what you can, does not mean that that is right for you. Just because they're doing that does not mean that you are not doing enough. So my message to everybody that is potentially feeling, I know I have this week, overwhelmed, a little bit unbalanced, and a little bit kind of uncertain about what it is that they should or shouldn't be doing at the moment, just remember, take a step back and revisit your why. Why is it that you're doing it? Why did you set up your business? What are the reasons for doing what it is that you're doing? If your reason for doing what it is that you're doing is to give value to people, then continue to give value to people, but don't feel the pressure to give value to people. I've seen a lot on Instagram this week, people forcing content. Now, when content is forced, it isn't received well. It's not received well. Maybe your reasoning is to, pure and simply, you haven't got your own business, you just want to come out of lockdown a better person. So you just want to adopt better eating habits, or you just want to be able to train twice a week. If that is the case, then really start to think about some serious time for yourself. Really start to plan in those sections of the day that you're going to do some mindfulness, or you're going to do some stretching, or you're going to work out, or you're going to prepare a healthy meal. Start getting serious for you. Start putting you first. So yeah, end of the video. I guess what I've tried to say here is do what's right for you. Do not compare to other people. Do not use other people's gauges of success as a gauge of your success, because every single person is different. Yes, make some noise, but make your own noise. Bang that drum, but bang that drum for you. I guess what I'm trying to say is know your own noise.